Welcome to PMPA's Final Cut of the Week, where we share important information you may have missed while you were making essential parts. I'm Miles Free.
And I'm Joe Jackson. And this is what you need to know for this week ending August 19th, 2022. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Producer Price Index for final demand fell 0.5% in July, seasonally adjusted. This decline followed advances of 1.0% in June and 0.8% in May. On an unadjusted basis, final demand prices moved up 9.8% for the 12 months ended in July. The decrease in the index for final demand is attributable to a 1.8% decline in prices for final demand goods. 80% of the July decline in the index for final demand goods is attributable to gasoline prices, which fell 16.7%. The indexes for diesel fuel, gas fuels, oilseeds, iron and steel scrap, and grains also moved lower but remained at a very elevated level. Energy costs are the pressure points of all modern economies.
Despite the much ballyhooed gaffe by the White House, the Consumer Price Index has risen 8.5% over the past 12 months before seasonal adjustments, softening from its June 9.1% increase, the fastest since November 1981. Core inflation continues to rise at a very strong pace at 5.9% for the year ending in July. Consumers are most impacted by costs of food and energy. The food index increased 10.9% over the past year, the largest 12-month increase since the period ending May 1979. The energy index increased 32.9% for the 12 months ending July, which is a smaller increase than June.
In July, total industrial production increased 0.6%. Manufacturing output gained 0.7% after having fallen 0.4% in each of the two previous months. The production of motor vehicles and parts rose 6.6%, while factory output elsewhere moved up 0.3%. Capacity utilization moved up 0.4% in July, a rate that is 0.7% above its long-run average from 1972 to 2021.
According to firms responding to the August 2022 Empire State Manufacturing Survey, business activity declined sharply in New York State. The headline General Business Conditions Index plummeted 42 points. New orders and shipments plunged, and unfilled orders declined. Delivery times held steady for the first time in nearly 2 years, and inventories edged higher. Labor market indicators pointed to a small increase in employment, but a decline in the average work week.
PMPA knowledge centers are growing. Our Speaking of Precision podcast, which was released on Monday, discussed 3 of Miles Free's blogs about problem solving and safety that will be sure to help your precision machining shop. Our podcast can be found on major podcast platforms or on PMPA.org.
Now it's time for our weekly tip. We all know that there are several chemical elements found in steel, but do we know how each element affects the steel and its performance in your shop? Go to PMPA.org's Knowledge Centers or Final Cut of the Week to download a handy quick guide which will give you the common chemical elements found in steel, how they affect steel properties and the machining process, and a few tips on how to deal with them.
And that's our take on what you need to know for the week ending August 19th, 2022. For more information and links about any of the topics discussed today, please go to PMPA.org and click on Final Cut of the Week.
Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next Friday.